What is up, everyone? I hope you're all doing well out there today. JD here with another everyday carry video for you. Today I actually wanted to circle back and actually do a really nice review, long-term review on my Spyderco Paramilitary 2. This thing has been with me the longest out of everything in my inventory except for my Elementum and my R2D2. Those I think are the only two knives that have been in my rotation longer than this knife. I can remember I was so excited when the inventory for this finally came in. I had the money. It came in like it was all the stars aligned for me to be able to get this knife. I'll never get rid of this knife. It's too, from a sentimental perspective, it's too sentimental for me. I will always keep this knife, and it's been through a lot. So when I first got it, it was the drab green camo. I immediately RIT dyed, and you can find that video is still out there where I did do the RIT dye. God help you if you go through that video. I was still trying to figure all of this out, but I did it in the blue, and then I picked up the blue hardware, and I picked up, oh gosh, it almost kind of got stuck in there. I picked up like their drab green one, and for the longest time I had carried this knife with those scales on here. I really liked them a lot. The tackiness to them and everything. The only thing about the micarta for me, there's no fasteners on this end here. So if you're like pulling and tugging on it, it felt like it moved around a little bit on me. But when I would go to look at the knife, the blade centering on it was fine. I had, nothing showing. The only thing that I mentioned in the video and the review of that is that, because it's micarta, you could move it a little bit. You could really kind of expose the countersunk steel liners in here. So that to me was a little bit of a turnoff. The scales themselves, they were done really good. The contouring and the thickness of them. And the look, I really did like it a lot. And I kept them because I might want to switch back one day. But I circled back to the Jade, and I know when you guys see I do my usual suspects review, comparisons, my usual suspect comparisons. I have two Blade HQ exclusive with the natural Jade G10 scales on there. I have the Civivi Imperium with the Jade G10 scale, and I have this Benchmade Bug Out also with these Flytanium scales in the Jade G10. Because of that, I'm actually going to be RIT dyeing this in the not too distant future, and I will post a video up of when I do that. I'll document the process and let you guys see the red. My hope is it comes out like, either this red of the this is the Knife Center exclusive, I think, Farmer X. Or it comes out like this Fisher Space Pen. Not as shiny, but I'd like it to be that color red, that race car red. With that black hardware, I think it looked really good, and I think the blue on the Benchmade would be a bit of color pop that would look good. But I really do like these scales a lot. So when you hold this in hand versus when you hold the Para 3 with the factory scales on there, they feel good and the ergonomics feel good. But when you actually move between the two of these and you get, oh man, it's like, hello old friend. You ever have something that's just real worn in really well, and when you go to slip into them, whatever it is, it just feels really good in hand? That's what Flytanium has managed to accomplish, and it really has rejuvenated this knife for me. I kept it around because I really like it from a sentimental perspective. It is, the first expensive Spyderco that I purchased. I had a Tenacious for a little while, and I made the mistake of picking that up with the half serrated, half smooth, and realized really shortly after that I didn't really like that knife. So I ended up kind of donating that to a family member to try to get them into the knife community as well. But I really do enjoy this knife. It gets a lot of use. I carry it into the office because I think that's a nice looking knife. Now it is a little bit intimidating because it is, that blade shape looks tactical, I guess. If I had to describe it in some sort of way, shape, or form, it looks tactical. But I think it's just such a good looking knife. I have no hesitations about breaking this out. It's a pocket knife. It's a tool. It's meant to cut stuff. I do some food prep. I like to cut through my apples when I take them into work. I don't want to bite into the apple and have the juices running down my freaking chin. I want to cut a slice off and eat it, put it in my mouth and chew it and enjoy all the juicy goodness. But anyway, I just, from a long-term review, I really do like this knife. I think there's a lot of new things coming out there, and they're really nice knives. I mean, I even get caught up in the hype. I couldn't wait to get a smock. I just really wanted one, and I'd never handled one. And I really do like it. I think it's a fantastic knife. It is really slender. It has the M4 steel. It's got really good dimensions and specs on it that I really do like. But I still love this knife. I think from a usability perspective, it's really great. I think the ergonomics are better than the smock that I just showed you. For me, with a larger hand, I love having the extra room to kind of change my position depending on what I'm doing. If I want to push cut through some cardboard boxes, this is going to handle that without blinking. If I want to do some zip tie cutting, this is really going to be able to allow me to press into the zip tie without damaging what's underneath. You can even choke up on it if you want to try to cut some string or something where you don't want to like over travel. So this offers really versatile ergonomic grip positioning, hand positioning. And the compression lock is really nice. I know I've messed up a couple of them, but this is the knife, when I come back to it, it takes me a whole lot less time to remember what velocity I need to close this blade. And again, that's because I've had it the longest, but it is the easiest to use. It requires less wrist action to close it than it does for the Para 3. And the Para 3's problem is it doesn't have the weight on the blade length, on the blade, to help it close. But you need more wrist action, and I feel like I'm going to damage it. I still haven't done this OCD for EDC button here review. I need to do that for you guys as well. But I just wanted to, I know I'm ranting on and I'm sorry, but I really just wanted to convey how much I enjoyed this knife. I don't regret it. It'll never ever leave my inventory. That knife and the Benchmade bug out that my wife helped sponsor, these two knives are never gonna leave till the day I die. I'm gonna own these knives. That's how much I love these knives. If I had bought this, I don't care if it was like, oh, I'm sorry, I just bumped the tripod. If I had bought this knife and hated it, I wouldn't keep it, because I've bought knives that I was really excited to get, and I just was so disappointed with the knife that I couldn't keep it. So I wanted to pass it on to someone else in hopes that maybe they would enjoy that knife. Because in the end, these tools and our passion for these tools and customizing these tools are what make them so special to us. And to be able to do stuff with these with your hands, whether you're using them to work on things or whether you're working on them themselves, that is just a really special feeling. And I know that a lot of people don't get that, which is why I really appreciate other people in the community that share this passion. I know that's really deep. I didn't mean to go that way. I just wanted you guys to understand like what this knife means to me. And this was my gateway knife, even though I had the R2D2 and the Elementum, and I respect the Elementum greatly, but it didn't really didn't pop the fizz for me, so to speak. But this one here, when I got this, I was like, oh boy, what have I gotten into? And haven't looked back since. Thanks for tuning in, guys. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a like, comment down below. It helps me with the YouTube algorithm. Again, if you are enjoying the content, think about subscribing. Love to have you join the community and interacting. Turn on the notifications so that you know when I drop other content. Thanks for tuning in. I hope you have a wonderful week. Peace.